When you're waking up, when you're brushing your teeth, it's okay. Do a couple. Welcome, Angel. I am a student physiotherapist. What exactly happens to your muscles when you do not stretch? Skedaddling right out of the gym after your workout. Some of you are good at stretching beforehand, but afterwards, terrible. So without further ado, let's get straight into the points. Action! Now, if I had a rubber band, I would definitely show you, but today we are going to use an Apple charger. How does stretching actually work? I will explain it in layman's terms. They form one contractile unit. So imagine you're working out, you're doing squats, you're contracting. Over time, the less you stretch, the less flexibility you get, and the stiffer your muscle gets. The stiffer your muscle gets, the less movement you get, the less flexibility. Your muscle turns from this spaghetti to this. Stiffness causes pain. Pain causes problems. The more pain you have, the less likely you are to do the exercise. When the muscle works in bridges to contract, it starts to get tangled up, which is why you get knots. You get the knots and you have to massage them to release the knots and increase the fluidity and flexibility of the muscles. When you've chosen not to stretch, you've been doing those bicep curls, those squats, those hip thrusts, those deadlifts, you contract. Your muscle gets fatigued, it gets tangled up in the fibers. This is your muscle at the moment. But you carry on with your day. You wonder why you get sore, you wonder why you're in pain, you wonder why you're stiff, you wonder why you can't even stretch your legs anymore, because you've refused to stretch. So take the time to stretch and lengthen those muscle fibers once again. Oh my gosh, your muscles will thank you. They will be so grateful. And you know that feeling you get when you stretch long enough, not just stretch, because some of you stretch fake. You guys do fake stretching in the sense that you do a quick 10-second stretch, 20-second stretch. This is one of you. 20 seconds of a stretch and you're out of the 10 seconds, you're out. You do a quick 1, 2, that's not enough. 10 minutes of stretching, great for you to do. 10 minutes is what I would recommend, then you can leave. But 10 seconds, 20 seconds is never going to do anything, because especially if you're working with bigger muscle groups like your thighs, your hamstrings, you need to stretch a bit more than that. Less soreness, less buildup of lactic acid. Your body will thank you. You know it will thank you. So why do you neglect yourself? What are you doing? It's okay. I'm here for you now. It's very easy for you to overstretch your muscles. The human body has mechanisms to protect you. Brain does this thing where if you reach a certain threshold that your body is not liking, if it doesn't like where you're reaching, it's going to reflex and pull you back. It's called a stretch reflex. You don't need to know the technical term. This is why whenever you go a little bit over the threshold, your body pulls back. If you go really far, you flinch. If you go too far, you flinch back. Be careful of how much you're stretching and the intensity, the speed that you stretch for, how far out of your range, your normal range that you go. That will lead to injury when you start to push your muscle out of its boundary too quick, too soon. Controlled, slow, comfortable movement. Point number 1 is reduce flexibility. Your muscle is no longer lengthened enough. Repetitive contraction causes muscle shortening. Shortened muscles means reduced flexibility, less elastic, and it doesn't give your muscle room to move around the way it used to, which is why a lot of people, when they get older, they no longer have that flexibility. Gymnastics, they stopped doing gymnastics. Number 2, risk of injury. All of these tie into one. You're less flexible, you're more likely to get injured. Your hamstring muscles no longer have that room to protect and stabilize the knee because they're not flexible enough. You could suffer ACL tears, MCL tears. Bear that in mind when you're going out there smashing the gym plates, smashing them bicep curls, them dumbbells, you work out super intense and you refuse to stretch, you cause muscle fatigue. Your muscle can no longer perform the same amount of work and the same amount of stimuli that it did in the beginning. Say you wanted to lift 100 kg. Over time, you keep lifting that 100 kg in that day, you'll have no more energy to lift that 100 kg. It says what it does on the tin. Muscle fatigue. You're tired, the muscle's tired. Stretch your muscles. Stretch your shoulders. You won't die if you do a couple stretches in a day. When you're waking up, when you're brushing your teeth, it's okay. Do a couple. You will be thanked. Number 3, muscle imbalances. Muscle imbalances usually come from when you strengthen one muscle and the other muscle has you pay no attention to the other muscle. It becomes weaker. It loses its strength whilst the other one gains strength. And especially for the people who focus on one muscle group, say for example, the biceps, but you don't focus on the triceps, the antagonist muscle. You focus on the front part, you don't focus on the other part. That's not good. Imbalance causes injuries. Injuries cause pain. Pain causes lack of doing anything at all, any workout, because it's too painful. And when you don't exercise, that brings another bag of destruction itself. It contributes to poor posture, joint problems as well, tight chest muscle, and weak back muscles. It pulls you in. When it pulls you in, you start to have that rounded posture. You see this quite a lot in guys, especially very tight muscles, and they start to have that posture where their neck is bent forward, they're flexed over, rounded shoulders. This causes impingement in the shoulder. You close the space. Come on, it's okay, I'm explaining it to you now, but please start to take action after this video. And if you do like this video, go down there and smash the like button whilst we're here, and we'll move on to number 4. Poor circulation. The muscle needs blood, and the blood is oxygen. Without blood, there is no oxygen. Without oxygen, there is no function in the muscle. Stretching will improve your body's natural circulation, and if you can increase the body's temperature, you increase the respiration rate. You increase the level of oxygen that's coming in, increase the surface area for the blood supply of oxygen to reach the muscle fibers. But when it's knotted up, there's a lot of places that oxygen cannot reach, but you open it up by stretching. Yes. Number 5, less range of movement. Goes on par with the stiffness. Normally you'd be able to bend your muscle all the way, you'd be able to stretch all the way, but what you find in a lot of athletes that don't stretch, they have this level of stiffness that stops and prohibits their muscle from contracting any further than, say, 90 degrees. But when you are stiff, you need that extra push to move past, and that's not good. But it's okay, we can work on that, we can improve that, we can make it far more pliable with time and effort and consistency. That's what you need to bear in mind. It doesn't take 2 days, it doesn't take 4 days. You have to be consistent week after week after week. You improve your stretching, you improve your range of motion, and before you know it, you're a bag of spaghetti. A lack of joint range of motion causes discomfort. Discomfort causes you not to want to move anywhere past there because it's annoying. You struggle to lift things, you struggle to move, you struggle to twist. It really depends on where the stiffness is, but most people today, most patients tend to avoid that action altogether rather than working to improve it because they think it's going to injure them or there is going to be more pain. The impact and the loading on your spine. If you knew how heavy your head was, you would definitely change the way you stood up and the way you sat down. The head, the further it goes, the heavier it is. It carries the brain. Stretch everything out. Increase the level of nutrients being pumped into the muscle fibers day by day. Number 7, stiffness and stiffness and soreness. The best thing you can do to overcome stiffness and soreness is stretch. That's the only thing a physio would recommend because that's all the muscle needs. It's that simple. Anytime you finish working out, to reduce the level of soreness you experience the next day in the morning, spend about 5 minutes, 10 minutes if you're not short for time, 10 to 20 seconds on each stretch, 30 seconds if you want to challenge yourself, move on to the next stretch, move on, keep it coming, and go on with your day. Decrease performance overall, especially if you work in an activity-based job, like you're in a warehouse, you're in a factory, you will experience a decrease in performance when it comes to if you have to lift and you have to bend down and stand up. If you're not stretching, your muscle would not cooperate the way you would like it to, hinder your strength and your power. It can cause you to speed up your aging process in the muscle. Your muscles haven't aged as well. Most people don't recognize that. They don't understand that the muscle is completely different from the skin. Completely different organs, work differently to each other. They're in different corporations. Decide not to stretch. You are skyrocketing aging process, increasing the density of your muscles, reducing the range of motion, increasing the level of discomfort, the chances of joint pain, joint problems, sprains, injury, and tension in the body. Tension is everywhere in the body when you refuse to stretch. But then you say, oh, I'm gonna get a massage, I need a spa day, I need a massage. You don't need a massage, darling. You need a stretch. That's exactly what you need. You need a stretch. You don't have to be a gym goer. You don't have to be a power lifter to start doing stretches. Just be a regular person. Take care of your muscles. The same way you take care of your skin is the same way I want you to take care of your muscles, because they are just as important as each other. So obviously you have ego lifting. I know everyone wants to go there, smash the place, smash this, smash that, but come on, there should be something called ego stretching at this point. But it doesn't have to be some super feminine yoga, you know, ballerina type of stretch. Just be serious about your muscle health and your longevity. There is a genuine difference between those who take stretching seriously for muscle growth and those who just focus on muscle growth and no stretching. There is a big difference in performance, results, how fast they see the results, how well they see results, how well they cope with those results, just by switching their lifestyle and their routine style when you add stretching to your routine. Dynamic stretching, static stretching, I will make a separate video. I hope it helps. Go down there, smash the like button if you enjoyed this video. If you're still here, thank you so much, and subscribe for more physio content and videos like this. Love you guys. Kisses, deuces, bye bye.